Hi friends. It's pouring rain. I'm sitting in my car. I'm about to go into work, but I had a little psychic message come in and I just wanted to deliver that real quick because I feel like it is important and relevant, if not just for myself to remember this, but for you guys who might come across this video. My lips be hella chapped. We're talking about the mouth today. We're talking about the mouth, the teeth, the tongue, and the lips. So this is something that I have personally been working on in my own like physical healing journey, but it keeps coming up in terms of like spiritual health as well. So I just wanted to point to like the relevance and the importance of our mouth. And when I was tuning in this morning, just like getting up and kind of checking in with spirit before I start my day, the message that they kept talking about was the tongue is a bridge. The tongue is a bridge. I get this message a lot about a bridge, how mediums, spiritual people in general, myself being a medium, are a bridge and a communicator between worlds, but also not even just in the traditional sense of like we're relaying psychic messages, but we're a portal, essentially. So energies can move through us to be able to travel through dimensions and spaces and time, which sounds weird. Like, oh my gosh, I don't want these things moving through me, but they already are. You're covered in bacteria, babe. It's fine. But it's learning to differentiate the feeling and the sensation between an unwanted energy or entity coming through your body, coming through your spirit, coming through your energy, and just like aspects of yourself moving through you in order to get to like the correct dimension. I also have been getting this message a lot about color. I was talking to my friend Suzanne about this because she sent me these beautiful images, these really cool pictures of rainbows in the sky, and they just look so ethereal and interesting. And every picture of rainbow is beautiful, but sometimes you take a picture, and this comes up with Suzanne specifically a lot, and we have talked about this on my podcast in the first interview I did with her a couple years ago. But sometimes when we take a picture, spirit can come through the photograph, and it's almost like a way for us to receive signs and messages. So sometimes light is just lighting and it's beautiful, but sometimes there is more to that. But specifically when I looked at this picture, spirit was communicating all this stuff to me about different colors and different rays of information. So different beings, energies can travel and communicate through colors. So there's a lot of already interesting magic centered around color. So if you're interested in that, check it out. But the way they were showing it to me is a portal, or like a chariot, like it's, or the vehicle, like it's the way that they can travel is those prisms of light. Anyway, so the mouth is a bridge as well. Obviously, we can think about this in like a literal sense of if we are speaking words, we are bringing them to life through our physical voice box, etc. But they were talking to me about just like the importance of taking care of our mouth. And for me, I have a lot of teeth problems and health problems connected to my teeth, and I've been trying to actively work on that. But right now I have a crack in one of my teeth, I have some other cavities, I have all these other things, and I'm working on some holistic aspects to that, and then I'm also going to go to a dentist. But spirit was just talking about like the importance of taking care of our tongue and looking at our tongue. If you look at things like Ayurvedic medicine, they almost use the tongue as a diagnostics tool. So being able to open up your mouth, look at your tongue, you'll be able to learn things about yourself, about what's going on in your spine, in your organs, in your emotions, like just by looking at the tongue. And if you are like trained in that practice, you could look at other people's tongues and do the same. But Spirit's just reminding you that there's all, and me as well, is that there's all these ways that we already know how to do this. So looking back to that information and finding what is relevant for you, looking back at Ayurveda and Chinese medicine, in terms of like looking at the tongue, the teeth, and the lips as a diagnostic tool. So I was thinking about this and thinking about this last night, because when I was in beauty school, this was 2016, 2017, I had a crack in my lip. Like, it was like a split in my lip, probably for 2 years. And that was at that time, I had recently gotten sober. I had begun my spiritual journey, and so much was going on in terms of like being ungrounded and being outside of my body, that the bridge was just collapsed. The bridge was ripped open and teared open. There was no safety in there. So as I began to heal, my physical body, my physical lips were healing too. And it showed me over time that as I heal my vessel, the more that I can hold in terms of energy or, channeling information for others. So the mouth is an extremely important thing that we need to nourish and take care of. And I think just in terms of American society, everything is like a quick fix. Let's just like pull this out or cut this out or bleach and tone. You know what I mean, guys? So there are a few herbs that I've been connecting with and utilizing. So that could be interesting for you guys to look into. Cloves, obviously, and neem and slippery elm. A lot of it for me is like a dry mouth thing, a dryness in my mouth, and also genetic components. So now I'm looking into healing more from a emotional, spiritual perspective in terms of my teeth. And I have teeth issues on both sides of my family. Both of my parents have pretty good teeth. They have cavities, and my mom has some silver fillings and stuff. But other people in my family have some pretty jacked up teeth. So I see that, and I saw this random video come across my For You page on TikTok where this girl was talking about the positioning of our teeth and how that might indicate some things about ourselves during like birth and conception and just like stuff with our family history. But Spirit was specifically talking to me today about the tongue. So learning about your tongue, starting to do some, obviously brushing, cleansing, doing those things. But there are emotional and spiritual components to healing in more of like a permanent way. Our teeth are shifting. They're always changing. But I think it's possible for them to remineralize. There is a lot of stuff, like spiritually, yes, I believe in miracles. I believe anything can happen. But there is a lot of studies and interesting stuff that's from Japan and other places like that. So if you want to go more the science-minded way, you can look at different ingredients. There's one that's called, I'm going to mispronounce it, but it's like nanoperoxyproxyminate. You guys can research and look into it. Of just like other ingredients that are supportive for I think it's the silica of the teeth. That's what I'm hearing spiritually, but I don't know. I'm not a dentist, a scientist, or a medical doctor, but I am very much interested, and I also just want to share my personal journey. So right now what I'm doing is I am doing some mouth washing, a oil pulling, a tongue scraping. I'm doing a couple of different physical things, as well as I began to do some supplementation. So I'm doing some research, and I'm gonna get my blood drawn just to get my levels checked out, because I have been doing some supplementation with different minerals, and I want to just see if my deficiencies are more evened out. But obviously we know calcium is really supportive for the bones, but I would just do some research and see if there's anything specific to the mouth that maybe you are missing that you can either supplement or bring in with more foods. So anything that supports silica is what I'm hearing. Cucumber. What was that song I'm hearing in my head? There was like some viral video of this guy, and he's just singing about different vegetables. but it's just coming in my head. So there are things that we can do that are just really, 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 really simple. But I think we've just, at least in America, we've moved so far away from like a whole foods diet, as they say, like that we're missing a lot of important key ingredients, and then we're just trying to like cover it up with products. So, you know, I'm an esthetician as well as a psychic medium, so I love me a skin product, I love me a goop and a goo. But if we're feeling like we're missing something in our skin, in our teeth, in our nails, like we probably are missing some kind of nutrient or ingredient. Like our bodies, even if we have some kind of illness or some kind of chronic thing, like our bodies do naturally know what to do. There is just certain things that maybe we need extra support in because we're naturally missing something, or a disease or a illness that we're currently experiencing is drawing some of that out. When we have severe anxiety also, the first thing to be drawn out of our body is magnesium. We have a chronic magnesium deficiency problem. I am team magnesium. Any supplement, as I said before, I'm going to get my blood work done before I start taking tons and tons of things. Just make sure, consult with your doctor. Obviously, if you're taking any prescription medications, whether that's for your mind or your body, make sure that there's no counterintuitive things. Things are not going to be like interacting in a bad way. You know what I mean? And yeah, do your research on herbs, talk to an herbalist, talk to your acupuncturist, talk to a doctor. I love a functional medicine doctor. Unfortunately, in this country, we have to pay for a lot of things. So if you can find someone that does sliding scale, or maybe your insurance can cover partial, it can be hard, but start with the simple things and start with the emotional and the spiritual components of it, because you'd be surprised if we can heal from that root part, like of, okay, I'm having all these emotional problems. Let me figure that out. A lot of times, some of the symptoms, if not all, will move, shift, or change when you get to that root. So start with that. Start doing the simple stuff to take care of your actual mouth. And then from there, do some research around like the physicality component and if there's anything that you want to support yourself in doing. But yeah, that's just a little bit about what I've been hearing this morning. I gotta go. I'm off to work. I hope you have a wonderful day. Last night was the eclipse. Or we're in between eclipse. I think we just had one and now there's another one. Anyway, love you.